when we first found the scripts, because if all you up and coming filmmakers don't know, there is a screenplay website. What was it called again?
Simply Scripts. It's called
Simply
Simply
Scripts.
Scripts. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so you can go on there, you can submit your scripts, you can find scripts, and then email the writer and try to either option it, get the rights to it, do whatever you have to do to go into production and develop that particular script if you would like. So that's what we did, went into the process, and I believe his James Brandon or Brandon James,
Yeah. Yep. James
so
Brandon.
he
James Brandon.
James
Yep.
Brandon, he wrote the script,
He did.
and it was completely different from, well, not completely different, still loosely based around like school shooter premise, but we did change some things. He gave us his blessing on doing that, and I'm trying to remember development to
Well,
getting on set. Do you remember how long of a process that
yeah,
was?
and I want to clarify to people too that it's really rare to have happen what happened with us. We got very lucky with James. This section that you go to on Simply Scripts is unproduced scripts, and people upload them in hopes of finding a production company or a producer that will make their movie. And typically you option the rights to make the movie from the writer. It's a whole process of an option purchase agreement that you go through. You purchase the option and say you have this much time to make the movie. If you don't get it done, they get the rights back to it. If you do get it done, you purchase the rights from them. But with James, he was just like, I don't want any of that. You guys are good to go. I just want a credit and I want to see it when it's done. That's very rare. So that eliminated a little bit of the timing between the development and getting on set, because that's a process in itself, negotiating all that and getting it done. But yeah, I think from the time that we found the script, reached out to James, got permission to do it, and the time that we literally stepped on set and yelled action, it was, I want to say 4 or 5 months. It was we immediately started the casting process, and the casting process alone took 2 months, maybe a little longer than 2 months. And yeah, one of my favorite parts about just filmmaking in general, not just with deadlines, but filmmaking in general, is the casting process. It's the finding the right person to bring those characters into the real world, if you will, to life off the page. And I think you and I knew early on. We were, as you mentioned, as you teased, it was not poorly written at all. It was very well written, actually. But it was the standard, guy shoots up campus, mad over the girlfriend type of a thing. And when we started the casting process, we knew it was more than that. We saw something more than that. And throughout the course of the casting, we started making decisions. We started making changes to how we wanted to play it out. And of course, it was COVID. So that changed a lot of things. The casting process in general was drastically different from how casting would normally be because of COVID. And it was very, very interesting. It was the way it all kind of came together when we just talk about how I just kind of got this feeling when we were watching the actors and actresses read the lines, do the scenes. It was like something was off, right? When did you think you knew, like, maybe this needs to be different? Maybe there's something we can go in a different direction here. When did you kind of feel it? I knew almost right away in the casting process. It was like something's off here.
Yeah, we did about 3 or 4 chemistry reads. And if y'all don't know, chemistry reads are when you get two potential actors or more potential actors together to see if they have chemistry on screen, to see if they can play off of each other. And we did that, and like we had like very good actors and actresses in their individual roles, and some of them had chemistry,
Yeah.
but we were just wanting to do something different. We wanted it to be more relevant to current day times, and yeah, we wanted to adapt to current day society. So I think I remember specifically, like it was at nighttime. I don't remember where we were going. We were stopped at a stoplight, and I recommended, us making it a lesbian couple instead of, the stereotypical white male, white female. And then you were like, okay, let's make it an interracial lesbian couple. So we kind of like geared our energy more towards that. But furthermore, it was interesting to try to navigate to find the right people,
Right.
because as far as casting, you can go out and you can try to look for those specific actors, but it's very hard to do. Not a lot of people list things on IMDb because, I mean, some people, well, especially starting out, they're trying to do so much at one time and then not like put all of their stuff on IMDb. So it's way more beneficial you look if you're an actor up and coming, look through the IMDb submissions and submit yourself. Luckily enough, we found Cara Burns and Jessica Mia, and their chemistry like was phenomenal. It
Yeah.
was very, very exceptional, and just to see like their dynamic range when Cara was more of a theater actor, and then Jessica had been on some bigger name productions, but of course more in the background. So to give them this opportunity, I felt like it was such a blessing in disguise because we really didn't know what we were going to see. They both came from drastically different backgrounds.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, really, they brought the characters to life. We knew what we wanted, but like we were still trying to figure it out. But then when we saw them do a chemistry read, that's when like the fireworks started exploding. They brought the
Absolutely.
characters and story to life.
And I think when we made the decision to go with two females instead of a male female, and to go interracial, and to explain why we wanted to go interracial is the original script was very white. And we wanted diversity is extremely important to us. So we wanted to go interracial because we wanted to include more diversity in the story. Initially we were doing a lot of black and white actresses, and then Jessica showed up. And Jessica, if you guys aren't familiar, if you haven't seen the film, Jessica is Asian, and we knew I mean, she blew us away with her self tape, and we knew, but we were also cautious. It's like because as I said, we were doing it during COVID, and we happened to have had a president at that time that was calling COVID the China virus, and was basically there was so much Asian geared hate going on in the country because everybody was flared up thinking it was caused from China. And that had to be a discussion. We were like, man, she's so good and we want diversity and we want interracial, but do we risk with the Asian hate going on right now? Do we risk that? Is that going to drive people away from this? But as filmmakers, it's all about taking a chance. It's all about staying true to who you are as storytellers. And we knew she was the right person for the role. And we locked in on Jessica right away. And we had seen Cara before. She had done the self-tape. We liked her. But we had several candidates. But like Logan said, it's when they read together, it was like, oh, wait a minute. Okay, that's it. That's our people right there. And it was something really special. And maybe we'll post some footage of the read together, the chemistry read where we just knew, where it just came together and you're like, bam, that's our people. But that's not the end of it though, right? Then you have to get into, and keep in mind, guys, when we were doing the casting for this, it was not easy because a lot of people found out what the storyline was and what it dealt with. LGBTQT, bullying, it was interracial, there was gun violence, and we got a lot of people pass. They submitted for it and then found out what the story was going to be and they passed. They're like, nah, we can't, we're just not into that. Including crew. crew was like, they accused us of being right wing MAGA, whatever, far left progressive assholes. Like, it was so interesting seeing people and how they reacted to the story that we had locked into telling. But Kara and Jessica were amazing. They were like, let's go. Let's do it. We are on board. We understand the controversy. We're okay with it. Let's do this. And when you get actors like that, then things are rolling in the right direction and it's going to be good, right?
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, we even had like a little meet and greet
Yeah.
before the film actually took place. I believe it was like a month or two prior to actually being on set, and we got some behind the scenes like photography shots
Yep.
because those are a critical role in the film. If you haven't seen it yet, be sure to go watch that. You'll see the behind the scenes because they're in a relationship, so they need to have pictures hanging up,
Right.
whether that be on, computer screen or just hanging up on like a
Long-term
mirror or
relationship.
anything. Like, yeah, so they're together. So we needed to show that they've been together. So that was a very awesome meeting because they both took to each other so freaking well. I remember we were driving around. It's in Davidson, North Carolina, and there's a college campus there that they let us use to just take pictures and little swing sets here, little park benches there. That was a very awesome experience. And then even like going to another location, everybody just kind of piled into one car.
Yeah.
I thought that was a really cool experience because like they felt comfortable with us, and that's what we want to do as producers, directors, creators. We want to make everyone around us feel comfortable. We want them to know that we're trying to get the best intention out of everyone,
And that
and
it's and that it's a
because
safe environment. It's
yeah.
going to be, because in this meeting, if we can show this is a safe environment, this is going to be how it is, then the idea behind that is this is the type set we're going to run. This is the type environment you are going to have on set. It is going to be a safe environment where you can say what you think. If you're uncomfortable, say it. We want you to and yeah, it was extremely important to do that, especially with the subject matter that we were dealing with. What I also thought was really cute is when we were walking around the campus, most of the people, because there were college students there, it was during, and people are walking around, everybody thought they were a real couple. They they were automatically so believable as a couple. People genuinely thought that they were together, and they had literally just met each other. It was like unreal to see them together. You would have thought they had been together forever, and they were literally just meeting. Which was really something awesome to watch, how they bonded and how they came together. Was really unique and very cool to kind of see. And yeah, it's special little things like that, just little behind the scenes things before you even get on set that are so critically important. We like you had said, not only were the pictures props and crucial and critical to the telling of the story, but it's also publicity. Behind the scenes photos and stuff like that. The poster for the film is a photo from that day, and how that works. And so very important to take the time to do that. And yeah, that was a fun day. That was a really fun day. That day kind of cemented also, like, you knew it was going to be a decent shoot. You knew everything was going to be okay. At least between directors and actors, we knew everything was solid and that it was going to go sharp.
Yeah, most definitely. And I mean, we also put together like a tight knit family type of crew as well,
Mm.
coming from everywhere basically. South Carolina, North Carolina, Atlanta. You had some people coming from way out of state, so that was a real blessing too because like they were all diverse as well, being able to jump on board and just navigate the whole entire process without even really asking any questions. That's how you knew that these people were professionals. And these were also through Facebook posts. Facebook
Yeah.
groups are also very important for indie filmmakers to network and connect with other indie filmmakers. So that's really how we did it. And I gotta just say, like, these people did it for no money. Like, they are such a freaking blessing to do that for us as first time filmmakers making this film. They did it for no money. We fed them, of course. We did every single meal. We took care of all of that, but they did it for credit and food and just the experience. And I mean, sometimes that's what you have to do. Yes, of course, you want to get paid for this.
That's right.
There's no doubt about it, and you deserve to get paid for this. But sometimes, if you just love the art like we do, because we didn't get paid for this either. That's the thing. We didn't get paid for this either. We
No.
did all of this. We put about $5,000 to $8,000 into this 10-minute short film, and like this is what came out of it. So it is really for the love of filmmaking and storytelling, and that's how it is sometimes. Even when you have to do very ultra low budget to where you're just gathering up all your friends who have no idea what they're doing, but just wanting to see your vision come to fruition. So that is part of the process as well, and we're super blessed to have all of them. Our makeup artist was 16 years old
Yeah,
at the time, so
unreal.
she
Unreal.
had her mom come with her. Of course, we wanted a chaperone with her. She did an absolute amazing job, super talented, and honestly, like, could do anything she wanted. Like, she even went into like welding and all these different things. Sarah is freaking amazing. But yeah, all of our crew was an
And
epic like blessing to have on set.
absolutely. Sarah, you guys, was actually being pursued by Hollywood. And mom's like, you got to finish high school. You know, that's how good she was, though. She was like legitimately at 16 already being pursued by like, okay, this girl can do makeup. We want her. And kudos to mom for saying, I'm all for your dream, but no, you got to finish. And she was phenomenal. As you guys know, we did do it on a really low budget, okay? And we were blessed to have people volunteer their time, donate stuff, and allow that to happen. But when you guys, and this is really important, and I think it's why Deadlines was so successful and turned out so well and everything happened the way we wanted it to happen. Inexpensive doesn't mean don't do it right. We did everything right. There were contracts involved. Everybody was under contract. Everybody knew I'm getting this for this. I'm doing this for this. I'm getting this for this. Insurance, you have to insure the film. Don't ever not insure your film. It might seem expensive, and sometimes it is. But guys, if somebody trips on set, somebody busts equipment, you damage a location, you're going to want that insurance. It's critically important. So, and a lot of these guys on our crew, it's the first time they've ever worked on a production that had insurance. They're like, what? It's insured? I'm like, yeah, it's insured. It was critically important that we do it right. So, and I think that's important for everybody out there, all you aspiring filmmakers or first-time filmmakers that are getting ready to, don't skip steps. Make sure you're getting everything done. Sign those letters of intent, sign the actor contracts, sign the crew deal memos. Make sure you're filling out all the paperwork. Make sure you get the insurance. It's guys, it'll save you. Plus, it's how you learn. It's how you grow. It's how, when you do get to your first feature-length film and it has a hefty size budget, you know what to do. So treat every film like that, and it will work in your favor. And I promise you, our cast and crew appreciated that that's the way this film was run and that this set was run. It was important. When we were location scouting, we were looking, it takes place on a college campus. As we said, it's a college shooting. It was COVID. Getting on a college campus wasn't easy. But we found this amazing university in the Charlotte area, Johnson C. Smith University, and they happened to be shut down because of COVID. They had nothing going on. Their summer classes were all being done online. So the campus was open, and they were gracious enough to let us come and view it, take some pictures, discuss with them what we were kind of thinking. And when we got there, we knew right away. We looked at it and it was like, no, this is perfect. This will work. And especially since nobody's on campus. We don't have to shoot around people. We don't have to shoot schedules. We don't have to kind of worry about all the stuff that you would normally have to worry about when you close down a location. it was fantastic. And because of the situation, because of COVID, we had negotiated with the school to use a dorm room. And we were going to dummy out that dorm room. We were going to make it up, set up props, put up everything, shoot, and then we were going to take it all down and redress it completely different as the second dorm room. But because of COVID, there are some good things because of COVID. We ended up getting the entire building. They let us use the entire dorm building. So not only did we have two separate dorm rooms that we didn't have to dress, individually, or we were able to do that, but we had space for our equipment. We had space for craft services. We had space makeup room. We had, there was personal space if the actors needed to step away a little bit, regroup kind of a thing. We were able to have meetings. To discuss shots and kind of, it was such a blessing to get the entire building, right? Like that, because we went in for, and we were like, that's not going to happen. We're getting one room, and a hallway, and it's like, we're going to make it work. And then we're extremely blessed to just have that whole building, right?
Yeah, it was crazy because I mean, yeah, every like department basically had their own room. I
Yes,
mean, the directors had their own room, the freaking audio department, the lighting department, the cinematographer. Like, it was really cool. Like,
it
yeah, so we
was.
were super blessed for that. And like, it was an older school too, and an older dorm room. So like, there was also some interesting aesthetic pieces that like it had built-in cabinetry where it was a wardrobe and then some shelves and a mirror, like all of these cool like antique older like trib attributes to it that I felt like really added some character to the film, and
Agreed.
I felt like really made it really cool.